Get a Gator that will get you where you need to go. Something you can get in and go with plenty of space. Be ready to tackle any terrain, large or small. When you choose Reynolds, you choose reliability. A guaranteed great customer experience and relationship from the moment you walk in. Come in and see for yourself or visit ReynoldsFarmEquipment.com.
During Army basic training, I found out I had 7 herniated discs. Prescription pain medication led me to a heroin addiction. I entered Wheeler's program and learned life on God's terms.
After meeting Greg, I was so impressed, I hired him. When you change that one life, it makes it all worthwhile.
Now, I have a family, house, and a job that I love. At Wheeler, you can have something everlasting.
Can't get to a computer? Then we've got you covered. Just go to the IndianaSRN app and stay up to date with all of your favorite teams. You can watch live coverage or relive the experience with our on-demand service.
Thinking about what to do after high school? Consider a career with Boilermakers Local 374. As a Boilermaker apprentice, you'll earn while you learn. We offer excellent wages and benefits, and as part of our no-cost hands-on apprenticeship program, you'll learn from the best in state-of-the-art training centers and on the job. Become a union Boilermaker and get on your way to a great career. Find out more, visit www.local374.org or call 219-845-1000.
Sports fans, welcome back to Game Time, to pure spirit, to pure sport. Welcome back to high school sports.
Fans, I'm IHSA Commissioner Paul Knighty, and I just want to say, welcome back.
This is Game Time. This is Indiana high school sports. This is your IHSAA.
At first, me and my mom were struggling. I was trying to pay the bills and trying to take care of my mom at the same time. When I first heard that I can get paid for taking care of my mom, I was kind of skeptical because I had been doing it for so many years without pay. That's when I reached out to Passion to Care. I read all the reviews and I saw that they were #1 in the field. Passion to Care has really, really changed my life. Right now, I take care of my mom 24/7 thanks to Passion to Care.
You want a piece of equipment you can trust, one that's easy to use. No matter the size of the job, you want to create a feeling worthwhile, something you can use for every job. For over 60 years, Reynolds has been a community staple, ensuring our customers powerful implements, top quality care and service. You need something that's in it for the long haul. Visit Reynolds Farm Equipment, your hometown John Deere dealer, today at ReynoldsFarmEquipment.com.
Can't make it to the game? We've got your back. Just go to www.IndianaSRN.org and tune into all of the live action or go to our on-demand service and relive your favorite moments.
Just working with our company, you're going to get to work with a lot of bright individuals.
Everyone is open and ready to help you, and definitely big on advocating for making sure that you succeed and reach your potential.
Everyone's goal is the same, to make the best products that we can for our clients and make sure that it is everything and more that it could be.
What's kept me here? Our culture. We're genuinely a very great group of people. Everyone's just always willing to lend a hand.
When I have a suggestion or a concern and I voice it, leadership actually hears me.
As a consultancy, every person has a role and has something to bring to the table. There's just a lot of opportunities here if you're up for the challenge.
Jump on board, be part of the fun ride, because we're going places.
Aspen Creek Grill, we are a from-scratch concept with comfort fresh food. You can expect a world-class experience on a great budget. We've got incredible specials, great service. Today's dish that we're going to highlight is going to be our Aspen Blue Sirloin. It is, again, our premium Black Angus certified beef, and we top that with a blue cheese crust. Again, everything that we do here is made from scratch, and it's no different from our steaks. We hand cut all our steaks in-house. So our team back there, it's just an incredible team. Everything that they do, they take so much pride in. They put a little bit of themselves into everything that they do over here, especially since it is a made from scratch concept. We want everybody to come, visit us, enjoy some great food with some great service. Bring your friends, bring your family, come have some great food, have a great time with us with some of the best comfort scratch food.
Can I help you?
Yeah, I'd like to order a hamburger, fries, salt, maybe a large vanilla shake.
This is a trophy shop, can't you tell?
You got carry out?
Everything that you need, we have here at the shop. Very unique. You order today, carry out tonight. That's our version of carry out.
All right, I'll take one of everything.
Oh, that may take a little longer. We'll have it for you tomorrow night.
I'll be back tomorrow to pick it up.
We'll be waiting for you.
Hello and welcome to Game Day. My name is Keith Myers. I'm the Vice President of IndianaSRN. We're glad that you joined us today. If you'd like to see more content just like tonight, just hit the donate button. Every dollar that you donate will go right back into more games right here on IndianaSRN, which means more games for you. It's IndianaSRN, where you always have a front row seat.
Hey, Indiana. Let's clear the air about vaping. Glue, rat poison, paint. We all know these products contain poisons like formaldehyde, arsenic, and lead. And these are just a few of the chemicals you'll find in e-cigarette vapor. Let's clear the air, Indiana. Don't puff this stuff. Visit don'tpuffthisstuff.com to join the fight and spread the word.
We encourage you to follow us on Twitter at IndianaSRN. Find upcoming games, video highlights, and much more. Follow us now at IndianaSRN.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome to Warren Central High School as we begin our broadcast season of girls high school lacrosse. This morning, a single matchup. It'll be Warren Central at 2-2 on the season. They're hosting Evansville Memorial. Enters this contest at 1-3. Today's game brought to you in part by Reynolds Farm Equipment. Reynolds Farm Equipment is the leading equipment dealer since 1955. Boilermaker Local 374, representing highly skilled and motivated workers in field construction and metal fabrication in the state of Indiana. Wheeler Mission. For over 131 years, Wheeler Mission has been a pillar in the Indianapolis community. Burtner Electric, your trusted electrician partner since 1986. The Morales Group, they're in business to create a better future for you and your family. Piper Logistics, your trusted logistics partner since 1994. Aspen Creek Grill, the largest selection of great food made from scratch and very affordable. Highway Safety Services, over 60 years combined experience in traffic control and pavement markings in Indiana. And the IndianaSRN Sports Page. Follow the Sports Page daily, updated news coast to coast. Log on to IndianaSRN.org and click on the Sports Page tab. Well, Matthew, here we go. We have a brand new season upon us. I think, at least at this stage, have dodged the thunderstorms. That'll be good for these teams here today. A matchup, though, of two teams trying to kind of feel their way early in the season.
Yeah, I do think that we got a little bit of time frame after the storm of last night and before that we're about to get into, hopefully today, get a little bit more rain. Not too much, though. Good for the crops and what's still going out and the grass. But that's spring, so I hopefully spring is here to stay because I'm tired of that cold weather.
Well, get ready. Monday's coming, so we'll have snow by Thursday. Just in case you're wondering, I thought I'd throw that in there. I know Chuck's happy about that already. Well, we have two teams here, as we said. We're going to talk a little bit about Warren Central here in a couple of moments. Two teams that are really dominated by seniors. It's an Evansville Memorial team, though. I think that 1-3 record might be a little bit deceiving, and they've got a couple of players there that are going to play at the next level. One in volleyball, the other one will play the next level in lacrosse. They're very athletic, and they're going to come in here, and I think they have a mission to go back to Evansville with another win here today.
Yeah, I would agree. I agree with you. So number 12, Ryan Shoy, she is actually second in draw controls last year in the state of Indiana. She's going on to play volleyball at the University of Evansville, as well as number 14, Allie Holsey. She's going to play lacrosse up there at Aurora in Chicago.
Yeah, so two excellent players, and you can kind of tell, though, when you have a player like Ryan Shoy that's going to certainly play volleyball. She's a great athlete. And you talk about the draw controls, that might be one of the keys today. Who's going to win that draw control, because that means more possessions, and that's a big key for Evansville.
Yeah, and if Evansville can start off strong, get those ball controls off in the beginning, get a few early goals, that might just be enough for the momentum to continue in Evansville's favor and kind of just control the game from right off the beginning.
Well, Matthew, one other thing, and we mentioned this a little bit ago, you have two teams that have a ton of seniors, and when you have seniors that have been in your program for so many years, and speaking of Ryan Shoy, they were talking about her being in the program since she was like in 7th or 8th grade. She knows the system. She knows how to win. That's a big key. When you get those seniors and you can win with them, that makes a big difference by tournament time too.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's getting as much experience as you can starting young. By the time, 6th, 7th grade, by the time you're a senior, that experience is going to pay off. Having the experience in crunch time, having that experience of playing at a high level and getting to even higher level when it comes to college play, it's going to pay off. And when it comes regional times and tournament time at the end of the season.
And Evansville, by the way, making that trip up here to Indianapolis, a chance to play not only yesterday but today, and it gives them really a kind of a litmus test where they are against some pretty good teams out of the city of Indianapolis. When we come back on our pregame show, we're going to talk about Warren Central. By the way, this is the first time we have done a Warren Central girls lacrosse game since we've been doing lacrosse. We're kind of anxious to see what their program is all about. Their head coach won't be with us today because he tore his rotator cuff, so their assistant coach is taking over. Had a chance to talk with him earlier today as well. We'll get certainly their thoughts and a little bit about Matthew's thoughts on what we see in Warren Central coming up next right here on Indiana SRN.
Hello and welcome to Game Day. My name is Keith Myers. I'm the Vice President of IndianaSRN. We're glad that you joined us today. If you'd like to see more content just like tonight, just hit the donate button. Every dollar that you donate will go right back into more games right here on IndianaSRN, which means more games for you. It's IndianaSRN, where you always have a front row seat.
Looking to elevate your brand? Choose Dynamark, your local one-stop shop for all your print, signs, promo products, apparel, and mailing services. Serving Indianapolis for over 50 years. Dynamark, where strong relationships are built through exceptional service.
Back here at Warren Central, we're getting a little bit of sunshine, which is good news. By the way, you're going to hear the wind today, and that could be a factor in the passing attack and the clearing that you may see today, because that ball is going to carry. You and I came into the broadcast booth earlier today, and I came back a little bit ago. It is still gusting out there today, so that could be a factor. All right, let's talk about Warren Central. The Warriors are 2-2. And, Matthew, the one thing that might be a factor today for them is they've already played 4 games this week. That's almost unheard of at any level to play 4 games. Fatigue might be a factor.
Yeah, definitely. When this is your 5th game of the week, like you said, that's not common whatsoever. I remember playing sports back in high school. I think the most I ever played in a week was maybe 2. I think on the off chance of like a doubleheader on the weekend or something was 3. But to play 5 games in a week, I do think that fatigue is going to play a factor here, especially with like you said, you talked to the coach earlier, not having as strong of a bench as what they do with their starters. That could also come into a factor here too.
Yeah, certainly could, and we'll keep an eye on that and how much substituting will be made here today. And back to the seniors, we talk about Memorial with 15 seniors, but Warren Central, they are senior loaded as well. I don't know how they're going to regroup all this for the next couple of years, but to have that many seniors, what do we say? Warren has 18 seniors on their team.
Yeah, 18 seniors. I mean, the dedication to the program from the seniors is, I mean, I do nothing but applaud them there. But, you know, these upcoming seasons, Warren Central might have to make a few adjustments with how they've been playing the last 4 years, and how they're going to see how their future is going to play and what adjustments they might have to make there from play style to maybe even positioning, see how that's going to affect them.
You know, a lot of times we talk so much about the offensive side of things. We don't talk much as we should about defense and goalkeeping, especially in a game like this one today. We're going to kind of feel this out as we go because, again, we have not seen either one of these two teams, certainly this year. We have not seen Warren Central before, so I, like you, will probably be very curious to see how the goaltending is going to go today.
Yeah, and I personally, I've never seen either one of these teams before at all. So just trying to get a feel of how they're going to pass the ball and clear the ball and not only get shots on goal, but save and deflect those as well from the keeper's side. Going to be pretty interesting and fun for me to figure it out and try how that goes.
Yeah, and we generally know that the really good goalkeepers are the ones who are quick. They can move up and down almost as well as anybody in the sport for sure. And so you got to have that lateral movement. You got to be vertical as well. So we'll talk about that as we go along here this afternoon. So do not go away. When we come back, we will have the start of our first broadcast of a brand new lacrosse season. It's all coming up right here on IndianaSRN.
From Evansville, Indiana. Today's matchups will feature the Wrights Tigers, the Warren Central Warriors, and the Westfield Shamrocks. As I mentioned before, concession stands and restrooms are located at the end of the bleachers right before you stepped up here into the stands. Sportsmanship is viewed by the Metropolitan Interscholastic Conference principals as a commitment to those qualities which are characterized by genuine concern for others. Sportsmanship is the cooperation of people as a unit showing common courtesy and respect.
We encourage you to subscribe to our YouTube channel, IndianaSRN. Hit the bell to get notifications for upcoming games and more. Watch as many games as you want, as many times as you want.
At Morales Group Staffing, we are all about building better futures. And during these times, we are working hard to put people to work. We are now hiring for hundreds of jobs with pay up to $17 an hour. Visit our website at moralesgroup.net or text JOBS, JOBS, to 317-472-7600 to apply now and get hired today.
From warehousing to transportation and everything in between, Piper Logistics does it all. Centrally located, Piper Logistics has 2 warehouses in Indianapolis and a warehouse in Cincinnati, Ohio. Piper Logistics houses over 1 million square feet. Along with our transportation department, we can provide service to half the United States markets.
We encourage you to follow us on Twitter at IndianaSRN. Find upcoming games, video highlights, and much more. Follow us now at IndianaSRN.
We encourage you to subscribe to our YouTube channel, IndianaSRN. Hit the bell to get notifications for upcoming games and more. Watch as many games as you want, as many times as you want.
At Morales Group Staffing, we are all about building better futures. And during these times, we are working hard to put people to work. We are now hiring for hundreds of jobs with pay up to $17 an hour. Visit our website at moralesgroup.net or text JOBS, JOBS, to 317-472-7600 to apply now and get hired today.
From warehousing to transportation and everything in between, Piper Logistics does it all. Centrally located, Piper Logistics has 2 warehouses in Indianapolis and a warehouse in Cincinnati, Ohio. Piper Logistics houses over 1 million square feet. Along with our transportation department, we can provide service to half the United States markets.
We encourage you to follow us on Twitter at IndianaSRN. Find upcoming games, video highlights, and much more. Follow us now at IndianaSRN.
We encourage you to subscribe to our YouTube channel, IndianaSRN. Hit the bell to get notifications for upcoming games and more. Watch as many games as you want, as many times as you want.
At Morales Group Staffing, we are all about building better futures. And during these times, we are working hard to put people to work. We are now hiring for hundreds of jobs with pay up to $17 an hour. Visit our website at moralesgroup.net or text JOBS, JOBS, to 317-472-7600 to apply now and get hired today.
From warehousing to transportation and everything in between, Piper Logistics does it all. Centrally located, Piper Logistics has 2 warehouses in Indianapolis and a warehouse in Cincinnati, Ohio. Piper Logistics houses over 1 million square feet. Along with our transportation department, we can provide service to half the United States markets.
We encourage you to follow us on Twitter at IndianaSRN. Find upcoming games, video highlights, and much more. Follow us now at IndianaSRN.
Back at Warren Central High School, ready for the start of this one. And Matthew, let's talk about keys to the game as you see it. Again, we're going to kind of feel this out as we go, but what do you see in today's action?
I think today a key factor for Evansville is going to be Ryan Shoy and how her ground controls are going to be. Can she continue over to this season, what she started last season? And then on the side of Warren Central, Hannah Nicholas, she already has 12 goals and 3 assists this season, as well as another Garvey Mortley. She's got 15 goals as well. So I think keep an eye on those 3 players is going to be some key factors on how the game's going to go.
All right, here we go. Brianna Garza will be in the draw control for Warren Central, and she's going to have a interesting day today if they can't control the draw a lot. So it will be Evansville Memorial in control early. Keep an eye on the passing game as that one goes through the 18-foot and then goes out of play. It's going to go over, I believe, to Warren Central. There was really nobody there in the middle, and if you're going to pass in the middle, you want somebody coming down one of those alleys. And it wasn't theirs. We'll see again Warren now their first possession of the day. Evansville Memorial with one turnover here to start this one this afternoon. And Warren Central will give it right back. So each team now with a turnover. As we mentioned a little bit ago, we're kind of curious just to see how these two teams will settle in. This is the fifth game, as mentioned, of the week now for Warren. Ball is inside the 18 and then turned over again by Evansville Memorial. So their second turnover, and here come the Warriors as they are in transition. I was talking with the assistant coach, Coach Nicholas, about the difficulty of this game. If you're not used to playing the game of lacrosse, think about the trying to learn how to catch and pass, which is such an integral part of this game itself. It can be quite challenging for a new player.
Yeah, the hand-eye coordination that is involved, I would say it's on the same level, maybe even more than like playing baseball or something like that.
Yeah, you think about the concentration level. You got people in baseball. All you got to worry about is that 90-mile-an-hour fastball, right? But in lacrosse, you got people everywhere. And when it all gathers inside the 18, our first look and a shot and a goal. First goal of the day, and guess who it'll be? Ryan Shoy. By the way, running clock because of all the games they have going today. So Shoy gets on the board. Excellent shot by Shoy. So that kind of gives you an idea, too, Matthew, that not only will she get you the draw control, but she'll score you some goals.
Yeah, and like it's exactly what I said before the game. If Shoy can get those ground controls, get something towards the net, I think that's going to set Evansville up for a pretty big success here in this game.
So now 1-0 as we will go back once again. Our second draw control, and it'll be number 2-1 again by Evansville Memorial. And they'll set it up in the half as well. Each team with two turnovers here early in this opening period of play. Want to tell you who's in goal here once we pick up. Number 50 is in goal, Victoria Wilson. She is a senior for the Warriors. As we have a 50-50 ball, both teams fighting for possession, and the official says it will go over to Warren Central.
Yeah, that was actually some pretty good defense there by Warren Central, just being able to knock the ball out of the possession of Evansville, getting a ground ball there and trying to get things going the other way, try to get equal out that goal that Ryan Shoy just made.
Hannah Nicholas from coast to coast. Shot will be deflected wide. It'll go left. That's the first scoring opportunity that Warren Central has had here today. In goal today for Memorial, they list her at number 77, if I'm not mistaken, but I don't see a 77 on our roster. Do you?
I
don't see one. So one change apparently somewhere in there that we don't have, but if we get an opportunity, we'll pick up the change. There she is, Addie O'Connor. Not number 2 on this roster, but number 77. They list some of the players and 2 numbers, but Addie O'Connor is actually number 77, again, not number 2. Here come, once again, Memorial on the attack. The shot, and they went high on high, and the score again. 2 quick goals this time. Scoring is number 8, Chloe Osborne.
That was a nice, what I call an upper 90, taking that upper 90-degree angle of the goal there, fading off towards the right side, going across. That took some skill there. That was a nice shot.
You know, Matthew, one thing about it, too, and a lot of times we say, well, the goalkeeper was maybe not in position or such, but the one thing that the defense has got to do, you've got to stop those players before they get inside the 18 or the 9, because bottom line is you get a one-on-one position shot like that, it's awful hard to stop.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I compare that to in soccer where you're doing PKs, penalty kicks, and that exactly is what you want, that one-on-one between you and the goal. Nice shot right there by Evansville.
That will go against Warren Central on the draw control, so essentially already 3-0 on the draw controls, and Warren down in this one early 2-0. So far, no free position shots have been attempted yet. Sure, we'll see some of those today. Nice pass to the inside, low on the shot and the goal. This time is going to be number 25. There is Hannah Broker. So it's a 3-0 early lead. So Shoy, Osborne, and Broker all with goals here in the first 6 minutes of play. That's a great start for Evansville Memorial.
Definitely a good start. And I think the Ryan Shoy effect has already been put in play. Winning those ground controls, especially off the start there, getting it towards the goal, set not only herself up for a goal, but her two teammates as well. And that was a nice change of pace by Broker as well. Instead of going the high, little bouncer off the ground to get into the goal.
Draw control won that time by Warren Central. They changed, by the way, as a whistle from one of the trailing officials. Warren Central has changed their draw control player now to 26, Garvey Mortley. So they already know making that change, they need to get that draw control as much as they can.
Yeah, and Mortley is a big scorer for them as well. I mean, she has 15 goals on the season already. So being able to set herself up for something like that puts them in a good position.
So Warren Central off of our first free position shot. They get the goal. That's going to be number 26 is Garvey Mortley. So Mortley does a nice job. She not only wins the draw control but also gets the goal and cuts the deficit to 3-1.
And exactly as I was talking, I almost spoke it into existence. And Garvey Mortley right there getting a goal just as soon as Warren switching things up and for the positive for him.
Well, I'll tell you what, Matthew, if you keep doing that, they may put you on the staff. If you can talk it into it or think into a goal. And another draw control, 2 in a row now by Warren Central. We got a foul from behind. And tell you what, right now, if you're looking at a player that's going to make a difference, it may be Garvey Mortley, who's doing a nice job there for Warren Central.
Yeah, I mean, especially winning. We saw that when she got the ball off the ground, good ground control there, and being able to take the ball and end up drawing a foul. Hey, you'll take a foul instead of a turnover there.
Warren Central into the attacking third now as they will work behind the cage, trying to be clean with the possession here, make this a 3-2 game as we are coming up on 3.5 minutes remaining in this opening quarter. One thing about playing in the half like this, Matthew, is we talked about passing earlier, but the other thing about being in the half like this, you have to be patient. You cannot think that you're going to score immediately. You work behind the cage and you work it out front, and I think if Warren can do that, keep possession and run that clock, that might be a big difference. Shot is going to be low once again by Mortley.
Yeah, and if Mortley can keep getting shots like that, they're bound to fall. Keep shooting at the cage, keep shooting at the net. One of them is bound to go in and get things continuing for Warren.
Evansville Memorial has turned it over now 4 times here in the first quarter of play. Draw controls right now won at this early stage by Evansville Memorial, but here is Warren back on the attack once again. Boy, a lot of teams that don't have a ton of experience, we all want to score as quickly as we possibly can, but if you don't have a ton of experience, you got to put that factor of just being patient into your game plan. As the ball came loose, that'll be a turnover. So already Warren Central with their 3rd turnover. And here comes Evansville Memorial once again. Actually, a lot of fans have come here from Evansville to see their team play. They played yesterday. They're 1-3 on the season as We have a late call here. This may go against Warren Central, and we may have our first free position shot now by Evansville Memorial. And this will come from the right side. Anytime you get a head start right here, and a low shot wide to the left. On the attempt was Addie Hesley, who just missed that wide left. Warren was the team back to the first player there to get it before it went out of bounds, so they get possession. And as we head to midfield, it'll be Warren back on the attack once again. Down 3-1. We're under a minute 30 to go. And Warren a chance here to make it a 3-2 contest after falling down 3-0. That might have been a high stick that time. We got a yellow, our first yellow of the day. It was a stick to the head area, which in women's and girls lacrosse, they don't play with the helmets. You got to be very careful. So Evansville will lose. They'll be down as Maggie Rabin is out. So our first yellow of the day. Possession stays with the Warriors, but now they're man up.
I think that Hannah Nicholas right now is going to be their key player.
How about that shot?
That was a nice shot. I think I did it again. I was just about to say she has 12 goals and 3 assists on the season. If they can run their whole offense through her, that appears to be pretty productive.
Taking another look at it right here. And that's a pretty difficult shot, making that turn like that, and you had 2 defenders right in front of her.
And I'm not exactly sure which is her dominant hand, but that was a left side of the body shot. And so if she's right-handed, that could be a lot harder shot to take.
That was what we consider a power play goal there because they were man up in that one. I'll tell you what, anytime you want to leave now, you just go down to the sidelines and you tell Coach Nicholas, hey, I've already scored you 2 goals here. You need to keep me right here.
You know, I seem to have that effect on teams. Not trying to brag there, but being in all seriousness, every time I'm on the broadcast, if I get ready to say something, I would say about 90% of the times it happens.
I'm thinking about we'll talk about what my thought was here in a moment. After a high-scoring opening period, Evansville Memorial leads this one 3-2.
We're not here to just sell you another piece of software. We're here to helping you procure the licensing, manage and monitor those licenses over time.
Collaboration is very key when working with our clients. We are very much a partnering organization. We definitely work as a team to deliver solutions for our customers.
We're here to build relationships with customers, which is unique.
Hi, I'm Grayson, and our parents work in road construction. Every day they head out to make our roads safer and better for you. But did you know work zone deaths have increased 63% since 2010?
Wow, that's a lot. Please slow down and pay attention when you see all those orange signs. When you do, you're helping to keep our parents and everyone who works on the roads safe. Thanks for looking out for us.
This message is brought to you by your friends at Highway Safety Services. Stay safe, stay alert.
We're back here at Warren Central, the first of many broadcasts here on IndianaSRN of both girls and boys lacrosse. We have another one coming up today as the defending state champions in 2A Hamilton Southeastern will have that broadcast today at 2 o'clock. Want to remind you that today's broadcast is a copyright production of IndianaSRN in the INGLA. Any use of video or audio without the express written permission of both of those entities is strictly prohibited. I was going to mention here real quick, if you don't mind me asking, if I buy a lottery ticket later today and you talk about, having success and all that, can you maybe guarantee me a few million? Or
I don't know if I can guarantee it, but I think if I'm there.
Yeah, you got to talk about it on the broadcast.
I'll talk about it on the broadcast, and I'll just be like, I might go buy a lottery ticket. I think you should too. We get it from the same spot. I think our odds are increased more, I think.
I like that. Yeah, well, I'm going to do that definitely. Want to remind you that today's broadcast is brought to you by Reynolds Farm Equipment, the leading equipment dealer serving farmers, homeowners, landscapers, and commercial contractors in the state of Indiana. Nothing runs like a deer. Give them a call at 317-849-0810. And Matthew, no doubt about it, you got to feel good if you're Warren Central that you had a chance to make the comeback the way you did down 3-0.
Yeah, I think the mentality behind being down 3-0 is hard to come back from. It's like, and I know lacrosse is a little bit more scoring than there is in soccer, but with lacrosse or in soccer, being down 3-0, that's a big hit to your mental health. Like, dang, I'm down 3-0. Being able to stay positive, and I think that goes for all sports, whether it's in basketball being down 20, being in lacrosse being down 3-0, or whatever it is, keeping your mentality to stay alive and be like, I can bring this back, I think is the first start, and then actually thinking that you can do it and succeeding with it. Warren Central is still in this lacrosse game no matter what.
By the way, that's the fourth draw control won now by Evansville Memorial. They lead in that category 4-2, but the disruptor right now has to be Garvey Mortley of Warren Central, able to step in and knock that ball away in a collision. Teammates going a little heavy there near the 35-yard line. So friendly fire on Evansville Memorial. We have a whistle as we have changed sides, by the way, so teams will rotate back and forth quarter by quarter. Warren Central back the other way, and one thing for sure, Hannah Nicholas has been busy today.
Yeah, for sure. She already has now 13 goals, 3 assists on the season. Going into this game, the 12 goals, already showing that the offense can, and in my opinion, should run through her, because as you've seen with statistically, you see great things.
Evansville Memorial just picked up their second yellow. This one went against Addie Hesley, so she is out. So Warren will have an advantage here on offense, and this really puts a strain on your defense because you have to play a little more zone than you would a man. So now Warren a chance here to possibly tie it up.
Yeah, I think here with Warren Central, you're trying to find Hannah Nicholas, Garvey Mortley, one of the two, your two leading scorers on your team. Try to find them, get the ball in their hands, and I think good things will happen.
Excellent defense that time by Evansville Memorial. It was Emmy Feldhaus who had a stick check there that knocked the ball away. Warren with 4 turnovers here early in our contest. Want to remind you today's game brought to you in part by the Morales Group. They're in business to create a better future for you and your family and for the community we share. They can match you with the right career or hire the right candidate for your company. Give them a call, 317-472-7600. So it will be Warren on the return and transition. And then once they got past midfield, they turned it over. Each team now with 5 turnovers. Good look here at Caitlin Davis. And they'll set it up in the attacking third.
Something that I didn't say earlier in the keys to this game, but I think watching it, I would like to add is going to be that total turnover mark. I think the team who just edges out that turnover number might have a big play on how this game comes out.
Just like that right there. That's a perfect example because you had basically a one-on-one situation right there and unfortunately couldn't hold on to the ball, so Evansville turned it over for the 6th time.
I think that the good defense on the side of Warren Central had a lot to do with that. Sometimes you see a turnover and it's, bad pass, probably shouldn't have made that pass, or I just straight up lost the ball. But I think that turnover was to give credit to Warren Central's pretty good, solid defense right there.
So now Evansville Memorial back on the attack once again. The shot's going to be knocked away. Excellent job there in goal. Now the ball comes loose. See who's going to pick this up. You have a 50-50 ball right in front of the cage. You better pick that thing up because you know as well as I do, anything can happen within that 6-meter range. So got to be careful. Stick check near side, and that'll be Freiberger. Eddie Freiberger almost got the takeaway. Ball loose near midfield, and a little bit of contact there, and that's going to go against Warren Central. I think they ended up getting Garvey Mortley was a little aggressive that time with the stick. Today's game brought to you by Boilermaker Local 374. They represent highly skilled and motivated workers in field construction and metal fabrication in the state of Indiana. When you need a dependable workforce you can count on, make sure you choose Boilermaker Local 374. Looks like we may have our second of the day, our free position shot. And it will be for Memorial Ryan Shoy, and Shoy delivers. Shoy gets number 2.
On the stats that we've been keeping, or before game that we were trying to keep an eye on, were actually Ryan Shoy's draw controls. And today she has shown that not only can she do great in draw controls, but she can shoot the ball too.
Yeah, she got her second goal. And it kind of shows you, we talked about it a little bit earlier, Matthew, the one thing about a keeper, you don't want to put him in that situation. That's the worst thing you can do, is make it a one-on-one, because you know Shoy is going to get a great jump off that whistle, and once she does, then you're basically left to anything she can do on offense.
Yeah, because on the attack, Shoy, and question here, she's going to be able to dictate where the ball goes, and the keeper is going to have to react how the attacker is going to play, and it's harder to react than it is to control the situation here.
Great pass to the inside. Excellent save, though, this time. Nice job there. As Warren Central, Victoria Wilson went high on that attempt by Evansville Memorial, and I'm not sure what we got here. Do we have another yellow, or did Addie Hesley, come back in early? I'm not sure what it was. She got another yellow. Yeah. So Hesley comes out. You can tell she is very frustrated.
Yeah, two yellows this early. It could come down to whether they end up winning or losing this game in the end. I mean, depending on how Warren Central can bounce back from this deficit of 4-2 right now. If they make it 4-4, going into the fourth period, those two yellows could come back to haunt Hesley right there.
Yeah, we'll keep an eye on that. Is again for Evansville Memorial, that is their third of the day. They'll keep possession here. Try to work that ball to the inside, and it will roll all the way out of play. And they're going to say that Warren, nope, she changed her call. She started to point it toward Evansville Memorial, but then changed her call over to Warren Central.
I think the idea there to try to find Chloe Osborne right on the opposite side, not quite into the crease, I think that was the right idea. The execution just didn't execute the way that she thought it was going to be.
Yeah, no doubt about that. We have a free position shot once again for Evansville Memorial, and you know who's going to take it, and ball's going to be knocked away. Excellent defense once again by the Warriors. Shoy looked like she was going to have a pretty good look that time. So now the Tigers looking to work it back to the inside. They'll go behind the cage. This is where it can be really dangerous as a defender. You got to have your head on a swivel all the time, especially if you're playing a man-to-man, because you're trying to keep your eye on the player you're guarding and then also keep an eye on the ball itself. We have another whistle. Stoppage of play, and it looks like this will go against the Warriors, and we may have a free position shot here once again for the Tigers.
If Shoy would have been able to execute the move that she was in the middle of doing as the foul was called, that would have been a very nice goal. Did a little spin move, turn around, was going to shoot it actually while her back was towards the goal.
Well, Shoy just did it again, by the way. So that'll be another goal for Shoy. She has the hat trick today. So another free position shot. You get a look at it right there. That's what I said earlier, Matthew, and you've made mention of it too. When you just talk about, it's not fair to the goalie, is it? I mean, you just think about it, and that's why you think, well, why is a free position shot so important? And to me, it's almost the same as the draw control, because you get a possession, and there you basically, if you have a quick player like Shoy, it's one-on-one, and you're just leaving your goalie in a bad position. So that draw control will be won by Warren Central. That's their third draw control. Again, all of our statistics are unofficial, so don't go by everything we say, or especially me. Mortley's been a huge key today for Warren Central. I like her. She's just kind of been everywhere, hasn't she?
Yeah, she has a lot of energy out there, too. You can tell that she has a lot of heart and soul into the game and cares a lot about it.
And then the Warriors come back and they get a goal. That's going to be number 16, which is Hannah Nicholas. That is her second. Great job by Nicholas getting her second goal of the day. Take another look at it. Boy, she had a one-on-one out front, and you got to get that defender, which I believe was number 7, Abby Price. She's got to get over in front of her and make her change direction, not let her have that clear shot.
I think when we talked about Nicholas's first goal, we talked about how it was on the left side. She did it again, so I'm going to go off on a limb and probably say that she's just left-handed, and that just might be the hand that she tends to favor.
So now let's see who will win this draw control. That narrows it 5-3 here in the second. And once again, Warren Mortley doing a nice job. That'll be their fourth draw control. And want to remind you, today's game brought to you in part by Piper Logistics. For more than 2 decades, the seasoned professionals at Piper have been the trusted allies for all your inventory management, warehouse fulfillment, and transportation needs. Give them a call at 317-396-1023. 2:18 remaining after the stoppage of play. Warren Central on the tack, and the shot will be stopped. That was kind of a mid-range shot right there from Mortley. I think one thing about Mortley, if she can maybe go a little bit low or high, not shoot it right in the mid-range, might have a better shot at it.
Yeah, I think she was also covered a little bit more than what I would have shot the ball. I mean, she had probably 2 or 3 defenders on her. I think if you would have tried to find a teammate, either come back to Mortley and then she can shoot it again, but somehow try to get those defenders off of her.
Yeah, certainly would make a big difference, yeah. You have a whistle, and looks like we may have another free position shot. And right now, this is the Achilles heel if you're Warren Central. They've got to quit giving up these free position shots. Looks like it's going to be number 11, Buechler. Haley Buechler will be taking the shot. She's going to go long range, and it went wide left. She only took 1 step inside the line and shot it.
That was a quick pull of the trigger right there. Like you said, 1 step, and boom. Maybe I think if she would have taken maybe another step, would have been just sneak inside that pole there. But we never know.
Low shot, and the score again, and guess who? It's going to be Shoy now with number 4 today.
And she's proven that she's not just a one-trick pony today, at least in my book. When we were down on things, draw controls, I'm like, oh, okay, she's going to get a draw control and then find another person. But to have 4 goals and taking ground controls, and not just in one side either, she's all 4 parts of the net too.
Yeah, those defenders are going to have to get back a little faster, aren't they?
Yeah.
Hey, by the way, don't forget Dynamark. If you're looking to elevate your brand, make sure you choose Dynamark, your local one-stop shop for all your print, signs, promo products, apparel, and mailing services. They've been serving the Indianapolis area for over 50 years. Dynamark, where strong relationships are built through exceptional service. Another draw control one there. Ball is loose. We're under 10 seconds. Let's see if Evansville Memorial can get one last look at it. Of course, they can't see the clock where they're at right now. They did get the shot, but it goes wide to the left, and that's going to end the opening half of play. We've gone back and forth. Your thoughts on what we have seen so far? I think Warren should be very happy. Got down early, and now if they can just find a way to get that offense rolling a little bit in the second half, they're going to be right in this thing again.
Yeah, I definitely agree. Warren Central's not out of this game by any means. I think scoring 3 goals in the first half to this Memorial team is more than enough to still stay in this game. And on the side of Memorial, I think that if you keep drawing those fouls to get those shots the free control shots, or it's blanking on my mind what they're called.
Free positions.
Free position shots. I think that if you keep getting those and keep capitalizing off of those, I think that's your difference.
I agree. By the way, today's broadcast brought to you in part by Highway Safety Services. You do what you do. We'll keep you safe doing it. If you'd like more information, give them a call, 765-446-1502. We'll come back. Second half action is right around the corner here on IndianaSRN.
Aspen Creek Grill, we are a from-scratch concept with comfort fresh food. You can expect a world-class experience. We've got incredible specials, great service. Everything that we do here is made from scratch. We hand-cut all our steaks in-house. Bring your family. Come have some great food.
They say nice guys don't finish first. So maybe it's time to reconsider what it means to be first.
It's about being your best, but knowing you could be even better.
It's being present, but respectful of history.
It's donating something more valuable than money.
It's believing in yourself and something bigger.
It's coming from different families, but treating each other like brothers.
It's not just being a man, it's being a Mason.
We're not here to just sell you another piece of software. We're here to helping you protect.
Big play here for Mount Vernon. Hurdle looking right, now over the middle, fires, and it's in there for a touchdown. What a throw. Boy, what a stick, huh? Side out, back to the middle, and guess what? You want a point on the other side, you go to Taylor Lewis.
Here's Freeman. Has an opening shot. Score!
Stafford around a screen, skip pass. Mays with three. Mays drive, floater up and in at the horn.
Hand off, and nice hole over the near side. 40, 35, 30, block to the outside. 20, 15, 10, 5, and touchdown. And that's a big one right there, and finally, somebody gets on the board.
Can't make it to the game? We've got your back. Just go to www.IndianaSRN.org and tune in to all of the live action, or go to our on-demand service and relive your favorite moments.
Bertner Electric Incorporated provides professional commercial electrical contractor services to Indianapolis and surrounding communities. Locally owned and operated for over 30 years, our knowledge and experience make us the perfect choice for all your commercial electrical contractor needs. Contact us today.
We encourage you to subscribe to our YouTube channel, IndianaSRN. Hit the bell to get notifications for upcoming games and more. Watch as many games as you want, as many times.
Calling officials cheaters or corrupt.
Insulting referees.
Threatening officials.
Berating young umpires, learning the ropes.
Violent language in the stands.
Screaming at a referee in the parking lot. It's not a game.
You want a piece of equipment you can trust, one that's easy to use. No matter the size of the job, you want to create a feeling worthwhile, something you can use for every job. For over 60 years, Reynolds has been a community staple, ensuring our customers powerful implements and top quality care and service. You need something that's in it for the long haul. Visit Reynolds Farm Equipment, your hometown John Deere dealer, today at reynoldsfarmequipment.com.
By the way, that is sunshine. We had sunshine all week, and then, of course, the thunderstorms coming through, but we're going to get through this without any rain. They were kind of concerned maybe there's going to be some rain, but looks like we're going to skip by that. What do you expect in the second half? This has been an excellent game so far.
I expect there to be a little bit of movement there, a little bit of adjustments made on both teams. I think that there's going to be that Warren Central's going to try their best not to put Evansville Memorial in that position of the free shots. Try not to do that as much. And then on the side of Evansville, I think they're going to try. They got to calm down a little bit on those yellows there.
Yeah.
I mean, 2 on 1 player alone in the first half could be a little bit concerning there.
Yeah, you don't want to lose a player, especially if you get very close in the later stages of a game. And by the way, as we said earlier, because of the running clock that we have, which a lot of times you see when you're playing these kind of matches and you're trying to play so many in one day, you don't have a chance to make many mistakes, do you? I mean, it really cuts down. You got to really be very sharp in your play.
Yeah, and especially in a closer game like this, every little mistake is going to count, and everything that you can capitalize off of, capitalizing off of turnovers, whether that's a shot on goal or even getting the goal itself or something towards the net, every second has to count for both teams.
Yeah, no doubt about it. By the way, that penalty was called there on Warren Central, so Memorial working from behind the cage. Low shot, and I think it did go in. That was like a bowling shot right there, but it went in. And number 25 scoring, and that is, I don't see a 25 on my roster, do we? Oh, that's right, Hannah Broker. Why do I keep looking on that side? Oh, that's the JV roster.
Yeah.
Look on this side, Troy. You might know what you're doing. So Broker gets her second goal of the day.
That was a nice shot, too. Almost kind of like one-legged on 1 foot, leaning to her right. And like you said, that bowler, that was one of the nicest shots I think I've probably ever seen.
Yeah, that was really nice. You know, the one thing about the goalie, too, is to think that I've got to make an adjustment so quickly. I'm either going to go lower or I'm going to go high, and I think it's easier to go lower. But if you're not expecting and that ball shoots off that turf, that's awful hard to certainly pick up at that stage.
Yeah, and I mean, I'm not a goalie, obviously, but I think if you start high, I think it might be easier, use gravity to your advantage to start high and then go low. And obviously, I'm not a goalie. I don't know from actually doing it, but that's just my thoughts there.
So the draw control eventually won there by Evansville Memorial, and another quick attack here by the Tigers, and they got low enough there with Broker to try to maybe turn and score, but couldn't handle it. It will stay with the Tigers, though. Early goal here by Evansville Memorial now gives them a little bit of a cushion at 4. Ball is loose outside the 8-meter and picked up, so that'll be a turnover there by Evansville Memorial. I have them for 8 today. And we have a 50-50 ball. Who's going to be the fastest to it right here? Boy, we watch so many games, and this goes for all sports, but in this game of lacrosse, if you have speed, I've watched teams go from one end to the other, and the other team's trailing, and they're in big trouble. You got to find a way to make that stop. So now Tigers back on the attack once again. They'll get it inside the 8-meter. Can they turn and score? There was nothing there, and they'll wisely set it up. See, that's what I like about teams. If it's not there, don't force it.
Yeah, and you mentioned it in the first half. Patience is key. If you can have enough patience to stop, move the ball around some more, get some what I call motion throughout, even behind the cage, find the open shot, get some motion. As long as you're moving, maybe set some like what I would call like an off-ball screen. Yeah, off-ball movement, off-ball screens. Get something going there. I think you can set yourself up for some pretty solid success there.
Memorial turns it over for the 9th time. Warren Central trying to go on the attack. Don't forget today's broadcast brought to you in part by Officially Human. Their mission is to restore respect to game officials and recognize them as authorities on the field and the court. Do your part, practice good sportsmanship. If we don't have officials, we don't play. Each team with a turnover in this possession. Warren Central tried to get into scoring position. They fell down early, got their offense rolling, thanks in part to this young lady right here, Garvey Mortley. Mortley's been a huge key the entire matchup, and she gets it inside the 8-meter, and a nice stick check there will block that shot. And now the Tigers try to go on transition themselves, but they can't do it. Evansville Memorial will play again later today at 2 o'clock against Westfield. And that's going to be a really tough one for him back-to-back, but they have to sit out for a little while. 2 JV games will be going on between. I don't know about you, but I think as a player, I'd rather just come and play again and then maybe sit out after that. It's tough to come back and play 2 in a row and you have a 2-hour delay.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I remember back in high school playing basketball. I'd rather play 2 back-to-back games so my legs don't stiffen up, or somehow if I eat some food and I eat too much on accident or get drink too much water, that type of thing. I'd rather just play one. It's like one long game and not have to. You can have a little bit of break to take, get a water break or whatever. But yeah, coming back after taking a good, hour and a half break it's hard to come back to.
Yeah, and motivationally, too, it's kind of tough as Evansville Memorial on the transition. Nice pass to the inside, and that shot's going to go a little bit off the mark. In fact, that might have hit the post on the left side, but Victoria Wilson did a nice job sticking with it as Warren turns it over there, and once again, Tigers will have it. Boy, you looked at the other end, and Warren had a chance to get a goal on the board, could not score. They can't really afford to give up anything here late. Nice pass to the inside. Nice job again by Wilson to get the save.
Yeah, Warren Central's definitely picked up their defense on in this second half. So I wonder if that was something that the coach talked about during halftime break or how that happened.
Matthew, we talked about it earlier, too, and again, Warren is not very deep. And Coach had mentioned that, Coach Nicholas. It isn't that they don't have some players they can put in, but they also know they got to keep their frontliners in there. But we talked they could be getting tired about now. This is game number 5 of this week. And I don't know about you, but that's a long way to keep running back and forth if your frontliners are in a lot.
Yeah, especially if you're playing majority of the game in all 5 of those games. I would definitely look they look like they're keeping well hydrated, not a lot of cramping in the legs or something like that. But here, once we get later on to this third quarter and probably even to the fourth quarter, I would not be shocked at all to see something, cramping issues or something like that.
By the way, looks like we will have a free position shot right here unless they call the penalty that will put it behind the cage, and kind of hard to tell as they're lining up. It will go behind the cage here for Evansville Memorial.
Yeah, and here we are. We're back at it. These free position, what we thought was going to be a free position shot, they kind of put themselves back in that situation here. And I will say it's not as quick as what they were in the first half, and it's not as many. If they can hold it to just one this second half, I think it could be more successful than the first half.
Yeah, and that defense has got to push Memorial outside that 8-meter and preferably even further than that. Make everything that Memorial does a long shot. That will certainly pay dividends for the Warriors here in the second half. Again, that running clock will be a big difference for sure. Hey, don't forget, today's game brought to you in part by Family Source Insurance. Pat Cherry is your independent agent. As that ball's going to be knocked down again, good job in goal by Victoria Wilson. Family Source Insurance represents Ohio Mutual Insurance. Give Pat Cherry a call for more coverage at 317-894-7000. So now Warren try to clear it out of their end, and we've got a foul called against a Memorial. So now the Warriors in transition the other way. Oh, and unfortunately unable to handle it here on the sideline. That's just off the stick there of Hannah Nicholas, and that'll be their 10th turnover.
The defensive possession before this for Warren Central was pretty solid. It was good. It before the ball was floating around essentially right in front of the goal, and for Warren Central to kind of come up and circle it like sharks to blood in the water to get the ball out. Unfortunately, with that turnover, like you said, had just happened. That was nice job defensively there for Warren Central.
By the way, Addie Freiberger had a pretty good look. She went low on the shot. Unfortunately, went wide to the left, so Memorial missing an opportunity to get a goal on the board there as we come up on 3 minutes. Memorial trying to get their second win of the year, and for Warren Central, they're trying to move to 3-2 on the season, but a turnover there by the Warriors. Let's see how Memorial will attack this. They go immediately to the inside. That pass, I believe, was intended for Addie Freiberger, but it went right into the net there of Victoria Wilson.
That turnover that happened, I don't know if you caught it, but did you you see who was all up in that mix? It was Garvey Mortley. She was up there just messing things up and trying to get the ball for Warren Central. I mean, you're right there at the 30. trying to get something towards the net.
Yeah, I agree. Mortley's been everywhere today, but you know what? She, like the rest of us, you're going to get tired by the end of this one because she's been from goal to goal for sure. Another turnover there for Warren Central. That's one thing they've got to find a way now to control and keep that ball from turning over to the inside. And a one-on-one and a low shot off the turf and score. Looks like that's going to be Allie Holsey. So Holsey picks up the goal, and that's going to be her first. Take another look at it. That's back to the same thing. You saw the two defenders on that side. They got to stop that penetration.
Yeah, I think it's just what I would compare to basketball's off-ball defense.
Right.
Just kind of got to move over, help the helper, be a helper, and helping your teammates all on defense. And it's like you said, kind of you're supposed to be playing a man-to-man here, but you kind of got to play a little bit of both, a man-to-man and a zone. And when it comes to playing help defense and trying to help, if your teammate gets burned, helping over, and you got to help the helper too.
Yeah, bottom line is you got to, like we said earlier, keep your head on that swivel, right? Because bottom line is you got to see where your guy is, and you got to always know where the ball is. And you know that in basketball, your coach will tell you that all the time.
Yeah. Always keep yourself between the ball and the hoop, and try to know where the ball is and where your man is too.
You know, as a former basketball coach, I was yelling at my players all the time about that. Do you ever get yelled at when you were playing?
When I was younger, yes. I would say as I got into high school, it was less as much just because it was drilled into my head so much.
Right, there you go. And then the coach did the right thing. Then if he's drilling it into your head, then you're certainly in the right track. Memorial on the attack once again after winning the draw control as they work behind the cage. Nice pass to the inside. Unfortunately, ball came loose, but it's going to stay here with the Tigers. That whistle against Warren Central, and they may have a free position shot available right here, and they will.
And I think that's they kind of Warren Central kind of put it into play the way we're talking about playing help side. That was Jalen French, number 17. She helped over, and I think she had a little bit too much contact than what she probably should have. But I think fatigue might be a part of that, not being as sharp on your senses and coming in and just getting a little too up close and personal.
Yeah, I agree. Timeout on the field, our first timeout of the afternoon. And right now, Evansville leads it 8-3. Today's game brought to you in part by Wheeler Mission. For over 131 years, Wheeler Mission has been a pillar in the Indianapolis community, providing help, hope, and healing to people in need. If you'd like to volunteer or need more information, call 317-686-6239.
Can't get to a computer? Then we've got you covered. Just go to the IndianaSRN app and stay up to date with all of your favorite teams. You can watch live coverage or relive the experience with our on-demand service.
Back here at Warren Central High School, let's give you some numbers real quick. Again, Shoy leading all scores with 4 goals today. Osborne has 1. Also on the scoring column here today, let me make sure I've got that one right. Broker has a goal. That's number 25, who I didn't see earlier. And then, of course, Holsey has a goal as well. On the other side, when we talk about the play of Mortley, I'd love to see her maybe get on the scoring side of things again. Nicholas had that power play goal earlier. She has a couple of goals on the afternoon. So there you stand at 8-3. And Warren hasn't had as many scoring opportunities here in the third as they did in the first half.
Yeah, I think that might have been something that the coach of Evansville actually talked about was, in this game, in this matchup, going into it, you might have gotten a little too excited, a little too a little too big-headed, if you will, and having the thoughts of, hey, we're going to come into this game, we're going to win, and they kind of got humbled, I think, a little bit there in that first half.
Yeah, they certainly got out big, and then Warren came back again. A free position shot here. This has been a tough one today for Warren Central. Could be a determining factor. You don't want this certainly to get too far out of hand if you're the Warriors. Off that whistle, high shot, knocked down. Excellent job in goal for Warren Central as they brought in Sarah Anderson as their new keeper.
Nice job coming out fresh off the bench into that play, and way to get the goal, or not the goal, the save there for Warren Central.
How about that? Coming right back and scoring. They went coast to coast. It looks like number 16 there. Hannah Nicholas now has the hat trick. How about Hannah? She, by the way, once she got possession, she went all the way, and watch this. So now they cut it down to 8-4. You get the nice save here, transition, and the score, and that was a really nice play.
Yeah, really proving that they can do it on both sides here coming out of that timeout. I might even go off to say that I think Coach might have drawn that up. Get the save, get it out to Nicholas, and just run the field and go get the goal.
We'll take a timeout. Fourth quarter coming up, 8-4 Memorial.
Hey, thanks for joining us tonight. We consider it a privilege to have you as one of our listeners and viewers. If you'd like to see more content just like tonight, just hit the donate button. Every dollar that you donate will go right back into more games right here on IndianaSRN, which means more games for you. It's IndianaSRN, where you always have a front row seat.
Looking to elevate your brand? Choose Dynamark, your local one-stop shop for all your print, signs, promo products, apparel, and mailing services. Serving Indianapolis for over 50 years. Dynamark, where strong relationships are built through exceptional service.
Well, that was a big goal there by Warren Central. We always talk about how you start a half or a quarter and how you finish a half or a quarter. And it looked like there for a minute that you had the free position shot at this end. It was Abby Price who has done that twice. She went high, and both times she's been unsuccessful. But then for Warren to come back and Nicholas to go coast to coast, I think is a big lift for Warren going into this fourth quarter.
Yeah, definitely a good mental lift right there. I think Warren Central kind of came out and they're like, we haven't scored at all this quarter. I think we got to get something to go into this fourth quarter. And to get the big save off the free position shot, to take it coast to coast, get the goal, I think Warren Central is ready to be fired up, come out hot in this fourth quarter, try to deal some more damage, and I think they still have a shot to win. This 4 goals is a good amount to score in a quarter. Yeah. It's not impossible, though.
Yeah, not impossible at all. And especially if you keep Nicholas going and then you get Mortley involved again. And, again, Mortley's trying to do everything all over the field, so I'd be curious to see if they're going to try to get her involved a little bit more here in the fourth quarter, too.
Yeah, Mortley's kind of like I call her the Energizer Bunny.
Yeah.
She's everywhere, constantly running. And hopefully her batteries just don't run out. Maybe open up a little socket in the back, put some more batteries in there, change them out, and get her back going.
Yeah, but they're all young. Like you guys are young. You should be able to do this all the time, right? I mean, how old are you now?
I'm 22.
Oh, I have underwear older than you. All right, here we go.
I mean, you remember though, this is her 5th game. If she's doing that all 5 games.
Was that appropriate to say that? Or I guess it's too late to take it back now, isn't it? All right, here we go. Keith will let me know, yeah. Here we go, fourth quarter. 8-4 your score. The draw controls so far have been 1. Evansville Memorial 9. Warren Central with 4. And that's been a key. You talked about it earlier. That might be one of the keys. And that means that you have, 5 more possessions than the opposing team. And this time it'll be Warriors on the control. So let's see. And one thing about it, too, now, get your thoughts about this, Matthew, is that you're looking at 12 minutes, and you know that you want to be patient on offense, but you also know you got to score kind of quick with a running clock, so you can't take a whole lot of time each possession.
Yeah, I do think that patience is key here. Now, you don't want to take it too far. You're scoring, you have a possession that's 6 minutes long. Like, obviously, you don't want to take it that long. But I think that if you can move the ball around, at least get 3-4 passes and something average like that. Still taking time, not doing one pass and shot, or not even pass and shot. You still want to get quick, but there's a happy medium there.
Yeah. Well, on the other side, if you're Evansville Memorial, I'm thinking, you know what? I'm going to take my time. I'm going to possess every time. And if I can run 30, 40, 50 seconds off the clock, you're going to have a hard time getting it back, and that's going to be trouble too. All right, so after the penalty called here, it will be Warren Central, and a good look here at Mortley. She tries to get it down to the 8-meter and unfortunately cannot do so. We've got a foul call, I believe, out front against Memorial. The hard part about this is every time they stop the clock, or the official does, and they have to, is that time runs off the clock. And so that's really, for Warren Central, an area that they just don't want to stop right now. They want to keep going. That is Mortley. Mortley trying to find an opening. The double team shot went high and stopped there by O'Connor. The other thing I think that Warren Central is going to have to do, and we talked about this a little bit earlier, is I don't want a straight-on shot mid-body. I want to try to go low or high if I can to make the keeper move one way or the other, but I think that low shot might be the way to go.
Yeah, I agree with that, because this whole game, Warren Central's kind of been doing that high shot, I would say from mid to high the whole time. Switch up the pace a little bit. Go low, go left, right, low. Maybe even try to predict that the goalie's going to move and go where the goalie was.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah, I agree. And the thing is about that low shot, if you can get that thing off that turf, and you know as well as I do, you play in this turf, that thing will fire. And a lot of times you can't get down fast enough.
Yeah, playing on turf is a lot faster pace than it is playing on your regular natural grass.
So after another turnover there by Warren, I have them for 14 and now 12 on the board for Evansville Memorial. But now the Tigers trying to get into position here. Passing is such a key, and you got to keep those balls within striking distance. But guess who is back inside again? It'll be Shoy, Ryan Shoy. Just got her 5th of the day, and that's another huge goal there for the Tigers.
Ryan Shoy, she is absolutely attacking the basket in a very crazy way there.
Well, I was a little bit curious. Mackenzie Cole was the defender on that left side. She didn't come down at all. I wonder why. There was nobody really on her side. So I'd think you'd want to drop and squeeze, but she left actually flat-footed out there on that left wing.
Yeah, it's kind of one of those things you got to have court awareness, or in this scenario, field awareness of where's the ball at. You got to know where your ball and your man is, and keep yourself between the goal and the ball and the man. Kind of awareness there wasn't quite there.
Mortley with the shot just off the stick there of O'Connor, and Warren Central will keep it. That pass into the middle, and another nice save by O'Connor. So 2 opportunities there for the Warriors, and they kept up empty both times.
O'Connor's been almost flawless today. She has given up 4 goals, but nothing easy.
Yeah.
Nothing easy whatsoever.
By the way, that was a nice downfield pass that got Memorial into position inside the 8-meter. Unfortunately, ball is loose. They'll keep possession here. You know, the one hardest thing that I always learned about when I was coaching was getting players to be patient, just like this. I talked about it earlier. Take your time. We don't have to score again. I'm up 9-4. As that shot will go wide. We don't have to score again. I can hold this thing for the next 7 minutes and 30 seconds. I want them to chase me a lot, but players have the tendency to think, well, I got to score. You don't have to.
Well, and I think to build off of that, when you're already close to the goal right there, it's okay to pass the ball out.
Yeah.
Just because you're 3-4 feet from the goal doesn't mean that you can't kick it out and restart something, get some more movement on the field.
I agree. Double team near side. Or should say almost a double team near side. And once again, got a whistle from behind, and that may be a free position shot once again for Ryan Shue. So now we will do it again. Shoy Hash mark left. Free position shot once again for Shoy, and she will score yet one more time.
And Shoy straight up just attacked the keeper there. Didn't even really try to go to a corner or two. I think the keeper kind of just almost got scared of the ball and kind of just moved out of the way a little bit.
Yeah, if we get a chance to see it again here, you'll get a good look. So Shoy, we will not see that again. So Shoy scores number 6. Today's game brought to you in part by Highway Safety Services. You do what you do. We'll keep you safe doing it. Give them a call, 765-446-1502. That goal right there may have put a little too much distance now, because now you're thinking I got to score a goal a minute, and that may not be possible.
Yeah, I would agree with that. I think at this point you just got to kind of ease the pain there, ease the sting. If you can, still get another goal or two, we lost by 4. I think the bigger sting here is allowing Shoy, scoring 6 goals. If you take out 2 or 3 of those, you have a different ball game here.
I agree. Well, I've been impressed with Warren today. Again, they're a 1A. Evansville Memorial's a 2A. If Warren can find a way to get Mortley more touches, and certainly the way that we saw Nicholas play today. I mean, she had the power play goal. She has the hat trick. They've got a couple of offensive weapons. Question is, can they find other pieces to put with those two?
Yeah, I think when you have your 2 pretty solid pieces, two pieces that are there, if you can find a third, maybe even a fourth would be better as well. I think that Warren Central's got a pretty solid offense on them.
Free position opportunity here once again for Evansville Memorial, and they missed the shot in close. What made that free position shot tough is because they had to work on the side. I mean, if you're straight away, you can take that shot, but on the side, you're going to have to pass, so the defense made the adjustment. Shoy was the intended recipient inside, can't come up with it, so turnover again for Memorial, and we'll head the other way.
Yeah, here's Nicholas right here. She's going to do her thing.
Yeah, I think you're right. Excellent shot by Nicholas, and there you go. 4 goals today by Nicholas, and I tell you, you're right. I think she's left-handed. I think we figured that out, right?
Yeah, I would agree with that.
Yeah, she went left the whole way. Well, I tell you what, moving your feet, and I just have to notice that Emmy Feldhaus, you talked about that too in the first half. You got to move laterally, so that means footwork, and you got to get in front of her, and if you know she's left-handed in the shot, you got to force her back the other way.
Yeah, and I think if going into this game, if you don't know that she's left-handed, you're going to try to force her to the left side to try to get on the offhand. If you're Nicholas there, you're like, okay, I'll just go to my strong side.
Yeah, as a player, you got to recognize that pretty early. As we're down to 3.5 minutes, we'll be having the Morales Group post-game show coming up. We'll name the Piper Logistics Player of the Game. As that draw control won by Memorial, they are now at 10 draw control wins today, which has been a big key. And they may now just use that clock. You can see there's not really much of an attack here.
Yeah, like you said, Memorial is gonna just draw the clock out here.
Yeah.
Try to keep the goals that you're at. Don't give up a turnover. Well, they just
like
did.
That one.
Yeah. But trying to just bleed the clock so you can take home this W in the W column.
Well, the one thing I guess from a strategic standpoint, I'd almost do like a 4 corners. I'm just going to pass it ahead here because Warren was inside. In fact, most of them were down around the 8 meter. Why not just make them come out and play you?
Yeah, exactly.
And it's like in basketball, if they give me a layup, I'll take it. Other than that, I won't.
Yeah, so you can probably put someone right there in the middle, what I would call the paint of the zone, and use it as like a kind of a skipping stone type of thing. And if they give you a shot, then take it. Like you said, the layup. But if not, just keep moving the ball around.
Ball came loose. It was Mortley who was on the attack. Mortley's been, again, a little more active here in the fourth quarter as we come up on the 2-minute mark. So it appears right now that it's going to be Evansville Memorial picking up their second win, and then they're going to focus on a very good Westfield team coming up this afternoon. And I think for Warren Central, they need a nap. 5 games this week. Been probably a little bit taxing, but I'm sure they've gained a lot, and they've got stuff on film now. They can go back and show their players, which is big.
Yeah, and I don't know if they're on spring break. I know we're right around that time, too. If they're on spring break, then they get a little bit more rest. But if they still have school to go to, I mean, you're getting up early at that 7 o'clock, and then you have a game. So you're moving from 7 to, I mean, sometimes 7 to 7.
Yeah. It can be a long day. Welcome to the real world, right, as they say?
That's true. I can agree with that.
Chuck, our producer, he gets up at 4, and he doesn't change. He's going until like midnight the same night, so he never gets a break.
What a hero!
But he's the highest paid person at SRN, so that's why he gets all that,
All right, I mean, there's some winnings there.
Yeah, he keeps moving up in the tax bracket.
I'm sure there's a silver lining.
You win some, you lose some.
That's right. Oh, that one is off the post. Excellent shot that time, again, by Mortley. So we're down to 47 seconds. Warren will get another chance here to put a goal on the board. So right now, Shoy looks like she'll finish with 6 goals today to lead the way for Evansville Memorial. Not sure that was a stick check or not, but the ball came loose.
I think she just tried to shoot it and just
dropped it.
Just dropped the ball.
So we'll head the other way. Lead pass will find Broker. Well, that was a nice save that time by Sarah Anderson. Ball stays with the Tigers, and they score at the buzzer. Looks like that was number 25, once again, Broker, who scored her 3rd goal. And they did give it to her, I do believe, unless they waved it off right there, but I thought she got it in on time. Nonetheless, Evansville Memorial, they pick up the win either 10 or 11-5. We'll see if they'll give her the goal. We'll take a timeout. And the Morales Group post-game show coming up next on IndianaSRN.
Thinking about what to do after high school? Consider a career with Boilermakers Local 374. As a Boilermaker apprentice, you'll earn while you learn. We offer excellent wages and benefits, and as part of our no-cost hands-on apprenticeship program, you'll learn from the best in state-of-the-art training centers and on the job. Become a union Boilermaker and get on your way to a great career. Find out more, visit www.local374.org or call 219-845-1000.
We encourage you to follow us on Twitter at IndianaSRN. Find upcoming games, video highlights, and much more. Follow us now at IndianaSRN.
From warehousing to transportation and everything in between, Piper Logistics does it all. Centrally located, Piper Logistics has 2 warehouses in Indianapolis and a warehouse in Cincinnati, Ohio. Piper Logistics houses over 1 million square feet. Along with our transportation department, we can provide service to half the United States markets.
Get a Gator that will get you where you need to go. Something you can get in and go with plenty of space. Be ready to tackle any terrain, large or small. When you choose Reynolds, you choose reliability. A guaranteed great customer experience and relationship from the moment you walk in. Come in and see for yourself or visit reynoldsfarmequipment.com.
At Morales Group Staffing, we are all about building better futures. And during these times, we are working hard to put people to work. We are now hiring for hundreds of jobs with pay up to $17 an hour. Visit our website at moralesgroup.net or text JOBS, JOBS, to 317-472-7600 to apply now and get hired today.
We encourage you to subscribe to our YouTube channel, IndianaSRN. Hit the bell to get notifications for upcoming games and more. Watch as many games as you want, as many times as you want.
Welcome back to Warren Central. Now, I know the score says 10-5. We really thought there was another goal there before the horn sounded, but we'll say 10-5 for now, and then they'll give you the official number on their website, I'm sure, a little bit later. Today's postgame show brought to you by the Morales Group, building better futures one story at a time. Whether you're looking to start a new career or grow your team with exceptional talent, the Morales Group is here to help you succeed. And Matthew, no doubt, I think it was very entertaining throughout the day. I thought did a great job on both sides. I was impressed with Warren playing a team another level up, and Nicholas had a great day today. I'm going to give her 4. If they don't give her 3, then that's a shame because she really had a nice goal there at the end. But I thought a great game played overall.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely a game that I thought might have been a little bit more leaning towards Memorial, but definitely a very competitive game. And I would definitely commend Warren Central on their efforts. Putting 5 goals on a team that has more enrollment than you, is in another class above you. Very, very well job.
And by the way, Evansville Memorial won the draw control today, which you saw or mentioned earlier was a key 11-6 in that area. And that was just a big day today again for Shoy, who, by the way, had a great overall game. Time to name the Piper Logistics Player of the Game. From warehousing to transportation, Piper Logistics delivers solutions that keep you on the move with efficiency and reliability. Piper Logistics, they get the job done. Who is the Piper Logistics Player of the Game?
The Piper Logistics Player of the Game is none other than number 12 from Memorial, Ryan Shoy.
Yeah, no doubt about it. 6 goals. Draw control, I mean, she was dominant there as well. I mean, just an overall great game there for Shoy, so congratulations to her being named the player of the game. Want to remind everybody, make sure you check out our schedule, IndianaSRN.org, and we'll let you know about the future schedule and what's going on there. So, again, we have a lot of games coming up. We have another game coming up today, and we'll be up in Hamilton Southeastern, the defending state champions. They won, I think, earlier this week, beat somebody like 25-1, so they're on a roll already.
Wow.
And we'll look forward to bringing you that contest as well. Want to thank the entire crew. Did a great job again today, and certainly a fantastic job as always. And Matthew, nice to meet you, sir. Good to have you on the broadcast. Hopefully we'll see you again soon, okay?
Yeah, I hope to be here.
Who's our camera guy? I thought what did they call you last time, Jack? They called you something else, but Jack Wright is our camera guy, and of course Chuck is our producer. But I only say that I can't remember Jack's name because every time I turn around they call him something different. So but Jack's here today, and we appreciate his help as well. Thanks for being with us. Your final score: Evansville Memorial wins it over Warren Central 10-5. Thanks for being with us. We'll see you next time here on Indiana SRN.